Hi there, welcome back to Daymusik Gaming. I'm Ulrich, and today I just want to record a quick video. I just recently watched Mumbo Jumbo's video regarding this new wind charge that they're adding in one of the recent Minecraft snapshots, and I thought it was a weird thing to add, so I wanted to do my own little testing for it. I know Mumbo tested a few things in his video, but there are a few things that he missed that I wanted to try to figure out. So if you haven't seen his video yet, apparently Minecraft decides to add, I don't know, magic, I guess, because that's all I can really think of what this is just a gust of wind that you can throw in your hand. But more so than just wind that you can throw in your hand, apparently it's meant, or not meant to at least, one of its purposes, because you can use it in combat. As a matter of fact, I think it's here under the combat section right here. You can use it to push players, and I guess Mumbo was saying that it's probably more of like a knockback item for combat. But curiously enough, it does have some properties in Redstone such that it can be used to activate different activation methods. So you see there's a button right here in front of this redstone lamp, and whenever I throw this at it, it activates it. But interestingly enough, it also works from like anywhere near it. So you see I technically threw it over here, but it works over there. If I throw it at this one, hang on. There we go. You see that it somewhat works sometimes because there's a button on the back. So it has a weird, weird range of effect. Now over here I was testing something that Mumbo didn't cover in his video, because in his video he was just, you know, using it as it is. But when I was watching the video, I was looking at it as a projectile. So I wanted to see how it reacts with a target block, which is meant for projectiles. Of course, no surprise, it does react whenever you throw it at a target block. However, unlike the buttons, of course, whenever you throw it like around it or anything, it does not react to it, only when you hit the target block. So no surprise there, but it does react as a projectile. So because it reacts as a projectile, I also had a few other thoughts. So you see, here is a tripwire. A lot of people, in my opinion, I think forget about the tripwire because of just how niche and kind of obvious it is. It's a tripwire, usually meant for traps, but I mean, you're probably going to see a tripwire here. So obviously, if you don't know what tripwire is, you walk inside of the string here, and then activates, I guess, a redstone signal. But what's interesting about tripwire lines is that they can also be activated with certain entities. So you see, if I throw this in here, it actually activates the tripwire. Now I wanted to see if that also like causes a block update, but on its own it doesn't do anything to this observer. However, if you use the old method of putting a string in front of the observer, as you can see, if I move in front of the string, even though it's not attached to a tripwire hook, it still creates an output because some, I don't know, weird update thing. Thusly so, that still actually counts for an update. So already this has some weird properties, and in Mumbo's video he wanted to create a sort of piston door using these, but my thing was he did create one that worked, except however his door wasn't really like synced well. Whenever you stepped on the pressure plates, the first one's activated and then the rest of them activated. I wanted to see if I could at least create some sort of pattern or something so that the door was more satisfying to open. So I created, well, I didn't necessarily create, I was just kind of throwing some ideas over here. This actually doesn't need to be here, I don't think. Let me get rid of this. So this one idea that I had is simply just whenever you step on the pressure plate, it launches these wind charges and creates this little effect here. Whoa, that was a weird spike of lag. It creates this interesting effect. I also, when building this, learned that for some reason tripwire hooks, they deactivate at the same time, even though they all activate at different times. So you see, they go in a wave, but then all the pistons retract simultaneously. I'm not too sure about that. But so I'm like halfway there, creating a piston door that only works with these wind charges, and I guess some sort of receptor device. I tried making this with, I should have kept that build up, but I tried making this with observers, like this method right here of the observer and the string. But unfortunately, with the way that the string reacts and it creates two pulses, I personally didn't know how to keep the pulse on one so that it can spit the block out and then keep it, you know, as a door. So that's just an idea. I hooked up this thing to that thing and then made it like partially working door. So there's an idea for anyone else out there wanting to use wind charges in Redstone, but how differently can this, I guess, innovate upon Redstone designs? Well, one thing that I thought in this design was, you see, I'm using the wind charges to send a redstone signal up, which we've never really had a problem sending redstone signals up. What we have had a problem is sending them down. And I actually think if for some reason you wanted to have a redstone input on top of this door, it would still work using the redstone charges in a dispenser, you know, moving them down, and then there you go, you have descending vertical redstone. But I didn't know how to hook that up. Instead, I hooked up this thing here with a door design that I have in a video that it's supposed to be coming out soon. Whenever I'm not lazy and finish that video, you'll see this particular design. But anyways, this door design is a simple trapdoor design right here, and it used to have this pressure plate input, but instead I decided to try hooking it up to this. So you see, if I press this button, the door opens, and all it is ignore the spiraling mechanic, that's just technically a side effect from how I recreated this door, but I have this dispenser shooting the wind charges down into technically this this lever. Let me see if I move this block here. Yeah, so you see it's not actually interacting with the lever itself. What's happening is, because it explodes in a gust of wind whenever you hit this button, the wind charge hits this block and then activates the lever right there. So you see, there's potential for this to work, in my opinion, as like a descending method of vertical redstone. I just don't personally know how I can fit it into any redstone contraptions. I'm not the best at redstone, but I just wanted to get this video out there so that someone out there can look at it and be inspired. So hopefully this helps someone out there. My name is óÓòò, and this has been Daymusik Gaming. Thanks for watching.